No worries.
Slightly greater chance.
I just have to be careful what I say.
It's so with my YouTube channel and my TikTok account, I do it as real life. So I don't edit anything out.
Nice, nice. How many have you done so far?
I've got 103 videos on YouTube.
Oh wow.
I think I've got something like 15 to 20 on TikTok.
Yeah. I've not seen you do that before. Is it a fairly newish thing?
Yes, yes. So I put my first video up on Coronation Saturday.
Yeah.
And then I've only been doing YouTube, no, I'll get the words right in a second. I've only been doing TikTok for nearly 3 weeks.
Very nice, yeah. That's a good show. It's definitely the way forward.
Yeah, I've already got a couple of people coming in, like today and tomorrow, who just see me on YouTube. Just come in.
There is the chance for some quite heavy thundery downpours to drive north.
Right, what am I doing for you today?
So can I please get like number 4 around the sides and then just kind of like short and messy, if that's okay?
Okay, so are you looking to have about 1/4 of an inch off, about that much, or are you looking for more like half an inch?
I'd say about that. Yeah,
About half
thank
an
you.
inch? And would you like to keep your parting? Or do you prefer it
Probably
more
not.
to just sweep across?
Like just sweep across naturally, yeah. Thank
And
you.
are we squaring or tapering at the back?
Whatever you think best.
Okay, and you have got a double crown.
Okay, what does that mean?
So that means that we either take it very short or we leave it quite long.
Yep.
Because otherwise it'll spike up.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So do you ever find like this area
Yes.
spikes up?
Yeah, definitely.
That's the reason why.
Ah. So how do you stop that from happening then?
So what we can do is, I mean, your hair is very, very fine,
Yeah.
but you've got a lot of it. So what we can do is either not take any of the weight out
Yep.
and leave it quite long to keep it pulled down, or we take it extremely short.
Okay.
So I'm going to leave it a little bit longer,
Yep.
just because what you want on the top and the back and sides actually say to me that it needs to be a little bit longer.
Yeah.
If you was going for a number 2, I could have taken it right down.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yep. Yeah, number 2 probably too short.
Yes, it's a little bit too short for some people. But number 4 is okay. It's half an inch.
Yeah. I mean, number 2 is tempting with this weather, but yeah.
Yes, I've been tempted myself. And I just think, what would I look like if I had shaved my head? And I'm not willing to have a look either.
Just to be fair, there's probably apps that will show you.
There probably is an app that would show you, yeah.
There's filters for everything, isn't there?
Yeah, I looked on one of these filters and I wear makeup every day, always have done. And I looked on a filter on TikTok and it was like, oh my god. That is like, I've had like a lot of plastic surgery and it just changed me. Like I've got high cheekbones anyway. But it was like making out that my cheekbones are more pronounced. I was like, wow.
I know people that have gone on dates, and when the dates turned up, they looked nothing like what they thought. All because of the filters.
Yes. And it's like, yeah, I showed my husband. And I went, that's meant to be me. And he goes, no way. And it was like, it looks like a completely different person.
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
And it put me with brunette hair.
Okay.
I've always had blonde hair.
Yeah.
Always. Except for when I was a baby, I had dark brown hair. But then it went blonde, like white blonde.
Were you tempted for a change after you saw it?
No.
No,
It
fair
was
enough.
scary. It was scary, and I can see why a lot of children
Yeah.
and young adults, whether boys or girls, can think that they need to look like that.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I've been in this industry a long time, and I thought I'd seen a lot. but that actually scared me.
Yeah.
And it's not only can you misrepresent someone, you can actually give someone a complex so much so that they hurt themselves.
Yeah. It's definitely a shame people feel the need to do it.
Yes.
And so often as well, there's literally no need. Like, people often look better without the filters.
Yes.
But I think it's just become second nature, isn't it, to put one on.
I mean, I don't wear a lot of makeup, but I won't leave the house without mascara on or eyeliner.
Yeah.
Just because I've always worn it ever since I was about 13, 14. I think my husband's only seen me twice without mascara on.
You gotta do whatever makes you feel most comfortable.
Yeah, and I suffer really badly with anxiety.
Yeah.
So I put that on, and that's like my shield.
Okay.
And if I don't wear makeup, I have really bad anxiety attacks.
What are the triggers, if you don't mind me asking?
Sorry.
Are you going?
I've got a hair, the fan just blew
Oh
straight in my mouth.
no. Sorry.
So my triggers are weight. A lot of them is food related. Especially now I've had gastric bypass done. Thinking that I'm not good enough. And pregnancy, because I've lost so many of my own pregnancies. I've lost every single one of my pregnancies, so that makes me really not insecure, but I'm worried for the person, especially if they're a close friend. I'm worried that something's going to happen to their pregnancy, and which brings out all these anxieties in me, which it shouldn't do, but it does. And it's like when someone gets to like 12 weeks, okay, they've got to 12 weeks, okay, most of the time now it's going to be okay, and then 24 weeks, it's like, okay, baby's viable, and then if it happens now, the baby's viable, and it's all the way up to when the baby's born, and it's like, as soon as the baby's born, it's like, thank God for that.
Yeah. That sounds like a heavy weight to carry.
I think it's my own insecurities, and for the 9 or 7 miscarriages I've had.
Good to see you. What's the mood there like?
But I've always been an anxious person.
Yeah.
If I could sit in the corner and no one noticed me, that's what I was like as a child.
Yeah, I was just saying.
I would sit in the corner and no one would know that I was there because I would just like blend into the corner.
To see rates go up by over such a short period, and so there is a sense that
and people can't get how I can talk to anyone. It's like it's my job.
That those rate hikes are having.
What I feel at home,
Now the Fed is doing this to try and
I leave at the door.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they want to do it.
Is it almost like an alter ego as well, though, when you're in work mode?
If
that makes sense.
No, it's not an alter ego. I promote mental health.
Yeah.
I always ask someone if they're okay, are you really okay? And if they're not, I was like, well, let's talk about it. Talking is a better thing. I've had a lot of my counselling here with clients. When our daughter died, she was born by a surrogate, but when she died, I took 2 weeks off work, and the day I came back, I said to the staff, they're not allowed to come in. I've got to do it on my own, otherwise I'll never come back in.
Yeah.
And my first client that I had was one of my good friends, and he just looked at me and he goes, do you need a hug? And it was like, yeah. And I think we both cried together for about 20 minutes. And then I just trimmed his hair. The next person was a lady who lost her son the year before, in exactly the same way as I lost my daughter, and we just spoke about it.
And that's probably more effective than actual counselling, because
Yeah.
you're talking to people that have lived the experience and
Yes.
and can actually give an opinion.
Exactly, and I always listen to what other people say,
Yeah.
but then I always say you can't, if someone's telling you you can't feel like that, they can't say that to you because they don't know what you're feeling.
Yeah, yeah.
It's your feelings, not theirs.
But no, I agree with the mental health thing. It's good to talk, and I'd rather talk about something real than
Yes.
the actual weather.
Yes, exactly. I mean, I talk about anything and everything. I talk about how I tried to unlive myself, should we say? And I only done it once. I was found, I healed, and that's what made me start speaking.
How are you feeling now? You feel like you're doing all right?
I'm doing good. My philosophy now is, and it has been since our daughter died, was there's always someone worse off than what you are. And that is my philosophy, because if I'm feeling down, I'm really down, hitting the floor, well, the floor is a little bit lower for some people. I'm still here, my family's still here.
Yeah. I used to work at Sue Ryder Thorpe Hospice, and that kind of put a lot of things into perspective.
Yeah. Yeah, my brother-in-law died in there.
You just don't know what's around the corner, do you?
No. I mean, if you spoke to me 7-8 months ago, I'd probably just spoke, but you wouldn't see no one home because I was just running on autopilot. My mum was in hospital. She was in and out of ICU. I'd get phone calls in the middle of the night. Your mum's taking a turn for the worst. Don't think she's going to make it through the night, so I'd go down to the hospital. But I was only allowed I was the only one allowed to be with her.
Yeah.
And when they actually told me that she's got a 90% chance of dying due to an operation, I said, you told me I didn't need to call any of my family, and it was like, we didn't have time for you to do that, we needed you here now. And yeah, I went downstairs, had a cup of coffee, and went, right, who do I call first? And it's always been my husband. I've always called him first.
That's good.
And then I went round the whole family, and then I just said to each individual one, like, I'm not ringing you anymore, I'm just going to put it all in WhatsApp and I'll message you. And they said, yeah, that's fine. But yes, my mum had 4 major operations. She had all of her small bowel removed, and then she had an ileostomy reversed, and she's doing amazingly well now.
Oh, good.
Amazingly well.
And they thought it was. They thought she weren't going to make it at one point.
They didn't think that she was going to make it. First of all, they thought that she was just putting it all on. She was in and out of hospital since June of last year.
Yeah.
Then in September she went in, but she had, the only thing I can say is like she smelled like wet rotten cabbage. And that was the smell, and it was like, Mum, I love you to bits, but you stink.
Yeah, yeah.
And she was like, no, I'm so sorry, I don't know where it's coming from. And she had Crohn's, but she didn't get diagnosed until last year. And but they misdiagnosed her twice. Initially they said that she's trying to find a let out because my sister is now coping on her own with her carers, and Mum's not. Sorry, my mum's not there looking after her all the time.
Yeah.
So they were trying to pull that card. It wasn't. She had severe Crohn's.
It seems like it'd be a difficult one to miss. But
Well, I rang the ambulance and this was in October last year. She'd only been out of hospital 4 days. And I rang the ambulance and I said, the GP has told me to ring for an ambulance to get my mum transferred back into hospital. This is what's wrong. I said, like, she's vomiting diarrhea. And they said, well, she's not serious enough. They was like, sorry? The doctor, the GP has just told me that she needs to be ambulanced in. No, okay. And I rang back and I said, she's now vomiting blood. Yeah, we still don't think that she's capable. And it was actually the GP that rang up and got the ambulance. But yeah, they'd left her so long that her bowel burst.
Yeah. But you say she's doing all right now?
She's doing amazing. She was telling me yesterday when I saw her, she was telling me that she went with my foster sister to, you know where the old Toys R Us building is?
Oh yeah,
We've
yeah.
got Home Barbers there. She went on her mobility scooter all the way to there and back again.
Oh, nice.
Where before she had all this, she wouldn't go out. Now she's going out and about.
Soon started to pour into her home.
She's doing amazing. I'm so proud of her.
Repairs to take place. They're having to
Yeah,
move
it sounds like she's been on a quite the journey.
She has. She's proved all the doctors wrong. Proved them wrong. Even when they rang up and said that she's not going to make it through the night, she's had a heart attack, yet she's not going to make it through the night. I don't know how many nights I got them calls, all in a truck.
I hear that a lot, and I do wonder whether they kind of give a worst case scenario so it can only get better. I don't
My
know.
mum's blood pressure when I went into the hospital, I rushed up there, her blood pressure was 52 over 36. So the blood pressure should be 130 over 70, hers was that low. So they didn't think she would make it. And they said that her body was shutting down.
Yeah.
I went up there every single day for 7 months. After work, before work. Christmas Day, I was up there as well.
And now look at her.
And now look at her, she's amazing. I always said to her that I need a good guy young. I said, so you're going to live until you're 10,000. When she was like in intensive care or when she was coming out from an overdose, I was like, how old are you going to be when you die? And she wouldn't answer me, so I'd hit the side of the bed. Tell me how old you're going to be when you die. She's like 10,000. It's like, why? Because only the big guy young. It's like, yes, she's on her way back. Yeah, I was her biggest supporter in hospital.
It sounds like it, yeah. Well, hopefully you had a lot of support as well.
I did. I don't think I used it as much as what I thought that I was indestructible. When I look back now, I've done 7 months, day and night, at the hospital, working, running my house. My husband was like, I'm getting from work, I'm getting from the hospital like 10 o'clock at night, and he'd pass some dinner to me. I would sit there, and the next thing I know, he's waking me up because I fell asleep eating it. Or he's just like left me on the sofa and he's gone to bed, and I've woken up because the phone's ringing.
And that's whilst working here as well.
I'm working here full time, yeah. I look at it now and it's like, how the hell did I do it?
Yeah. I think sometimes we don't realise how strong we are until it comes to the time.
When it matters, you're there. Like people say to me, do you see your mum every day now? I'm like, no, but I ring her. I might see her twice a week, but I ring her every day. How's that?
Yeah, great, Lem, thank you. Yeah, I know it sounds cheesy, but it's true what they say, it does make you stronger on the other side.
Yes.
Dog 12 on board Scottish Shepherd says he still doesn't really have a clue about what's going on with the sports shop manager. The American
nope.
was at the gym when he heard the news.
Just looking for bald patches now.
No, there's no ball patches. Yeah. So I have left it a little bit longer on the top for you.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.